Stampers, it's Lisa with Queen Bee Creations. Welcome to our Monday Live. We are playing around with the Nature's Harvest stamp set today. I have the bundle out there on my desk, and we're also going to work with using up scraps. I have lots and lots and lots of little strips of paper that are left over after I've cut pieces for the cards I'm making, because I mean, especially the 6x6. I don't know about you, but I'm forever left with an entire large pile of strips that I need to be able to use up, because we all want to get the most for our money, right? We want to be able to buy stuff that we can actually use and not be throwing it away. And we also don't want to hoard it and have it sit on our desk and take up room. So today we're going to make cards with it. And before we've made the starburst pattern, that's one idea. And this here is another idea that we're going to use. So let me go ahead and put you down on my desk. Per your request, I haven't been doing too much Christmas stuff, although Christmas is right around the corner, so I hope you're working on your cards. This is the Nature's Harvest, which is a beautiful fall set. And we're going to be working with Cajun Craze. I brought in a standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I've got two pieces of very vanilla that are 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's for the inside and the outside of the card. Then I have a strip that is 4 inches by 3/4, because the die that's in this set, when it cuts out this shape here, it's 1/2 inch wide, and I wanted to be able to make a mat, and I'm going to show you how simple that is to do. Welcome, everyone. I see someone on Facebook said Prize Patrol, but I cannot see your name, and I apologize. When I can't see your name, you don't get into the drawing. You need to remember to click that link to give Facebook permission. But she is entering hashtag Prize Patrol, because that's how you get into the drawing to win the card that I'm making today. And somebody had posted on one of my YouTube videos that they did not get one of the waterfall cards I sent out. And I apologize. I wonder if it was too thick to go through the machines. I know I put 2 stamps on it, but I don't know. I apologize. I will try to get another one in the mail to you. I should have the second one, because I always make 2. My sample card and then the one I make during the live. So I will try to find that. I apologize, but all cards have gone out other than the last week. So hashtag Prize Patrol to get into the drawing to win today's card. And let's just get straight to it. What I have here is a bunch of leftover strips that I had from the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. And I'll admit, they were, some were 1 inch, some were 3/4, some were 1/2. I kind of went through there and I made them all the same width. For this one, I do recommend them being all the same width. These are all 3/4 of an inch wide. For other stuff, it doesn't always need to be the same, but for this one, it does. It just, to me, it worked out better the way we laid it out. So I'm going to turn it on its side, because I initially thought I was going to do this card portrait. But once I started working with it, I actually found out that I liked it better landscape. So you can decide what you like. But basically, I want to start up here at the top. And I wanted to make these 2 align. So I kind of needed to know, if I put a tiny little gap in there, how far down does this one need to come, and then that one. And I can even tilt these a little if I want to make sure that my point is going straight down the middle. I mean, and it doesn't have to. And I'm just kind of centering it. Again, that's going a little wonky when I try to do away with that up there. Okay, so let's say we're going to start here, right? And this is where I'm going to start my pattern. So I'm going to leave that one just sitting there loose. And then I'm going to come in with some liquid glue because we want wiggle room. We want to have some time to be able to wobble it around. And I'm going to go ahead and just stick this down like that. Then I'm going to come back with this piece. And I'm going to stick this one down with my edge right along here. That's going to be evened up, and I'm giving a tiny little gap just to give it a border. It's not totally necessary, but I thought I would. I liked the look. Then we're going to come in and we're going to just repeat this process. We're going to come in with a second piece. And this is where the fun comes in, where you just kind of play around with what kind of order you like the colors in and how you're going to match it up. So I'm just kind of playing. Probably don't want to put green on green. So let's see. Let's go this way. It's going to come out to here. So you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing is I'm just kind of laying out a pattern. And see, this is one of the pieces left over from before. And it's long enough that I can use it for this next one, as long as it's down kind of on a corner where I need a short piece. Yes, Janet and I worked yesterday. It's in the description of the video. When you see my video in the Facebook group and it says that I have an upcoming video, click the see more in the details section. And right there, the last line is the StreamYard permission thing. And then once you sign it, usually it sets some kind of cookie in the machine, and then you're good from there on out. Okay, so I'm going to come back here and add some glue, and we're going to go on to the next piece. And it's not my rule, it's Facebook's rule. It's part of their privacy settings. YouTube does not have the same thing. When you're watching from YouTube, if you're signed in, I can see your name. So I'm just laying these perpendicular to my other, or parallel to my other strips. So this one's parallel, this one's kind of perpendicular, and I'm having them meet up in the middle. And again, I kind of want to leave this loosely where it's going to go so I know how far out this piece needs to go. And I'm trying to make my little gap between the same. And I do tend to put the glue down here instead of on the strip. I started to do that and I thought I don't want to, because there's the good chance that I would put enough glue on there that it would have glue hanging off the edge and I would be gluing it to my desktop, and I don't want to do that. This is one of the things I absolutely love about Stampin' Up! And their designer series papers is that they all go together. I knew that as long as I grabbed all the strips from this pack, they were all going to match. I did not need to go through there and see which ones look good together, because they all do. That's part of the look with our packs, is that they all look good together. And I knew what colors to use because they use Stampin' Up! Colors. So that's how my card base is Cajun Craze, because that's the color used in the pumpkins, used in this strip. it made it super easy. Okay, this one's going to come real close to the edge. And then I'm going to be using Cajun Craze ink. It just all ties together. There's no extra thinking about it. That was what brought me to Stampin' Up! In the very beginning, is that I would go to the store and I would pick out red paper for some scrapbook project I was working on. And then when I ran out of red paper, I would go back to get another piece or another pack of it, and it didn't match. And I thought that was very strange. I'm like, why doesn't this match? And they said, oh, it's, it's a different color lot. And, they had all these excuses, but it didn't make my project match. So when I found Stampin' Up! And knew that I could make everything match, that was just fabulous. So I'm going to come in, I think, that one there. And hopefully you've all heard about the deal going on right now that you can get $155 in product for $99. If you're not familiar with that, you need to message me ASAP, because that deal is going away next Monday. We only have a week left of that, and it's a heck of a deal. And there's no further obligation past that if you're worried. There's not. There doesn't have to be anyway. So right there, I just cut off the strip up here because I only needed a short piece, and then that got it down here. So now I have all this from the back, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of long scissors, and I'm going to trim off this excess. And again, some of the little teeny tiny pieces I'll probably end up throwing away, like this little triangle in the corner. I don't need that. But this piece with the stripes, this one with the leaves, those can all be used again on my next card. So now we have this beautiful background. And like I said, it can be used portrait, it can be used landscaped. It works both ways. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my card base. So I have this already scored. I'm going to just fold it in half. And I kind of use my fingers to make sure this is flush if I don't lay it in my trimmer. And then fold back. And then I want to burnish with my bone folder along here, which I buried somewhere on my desk. Oh, here we go. I put it away. No wonder I couldn't find it. It was where it belongs. Okay. Then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to use just seal this time. I don't like using a whole lot of glue because I don't want my paper to warp. So when you are using Tombow glue, try not to use too much of it. You don't want to go heavy because then it will bleed through the paper and it will warp. And we don't want that. Well, of course you need to be crafting. This is how I keep myself sane. If it wasn't for, I don't know. It might be a little bit loopy. I'm already on medication for depression, so I don't need things to get worse. Crafting just makes it better for me. Okay, somewhere in here, I have that little piece of paper that I die cut for our sentiment. I said it somewhere. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to get all my little scraps out of the way, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment on here. So I went ahead and I used a short sentiment and just pushed it to this end because I wanted flowers to go here. And again, I don't want to waste your time coloring, so I'm going to just stamp that in the Cajun Craze and then pop it up on dimensionals and leave it as is. Stamp set. Here we go. And it's not in here, it's out already. I already had it mounted on a block. Okay, Cajun Craze ink. See how beautifully everything matches? The designer series paper, the cardstock, the ink. I love that. Just makes me happy. Okay, now like I said, I wanted to mat this, but it didn't come with a mat. But it's going to be really easy for me to take this and we're going to adhere it to this piece. And I'm just going to center it. So that my two sides and my top and bottom are fairly even. And then if you look, all I'm going to have to do is take my paper snips and I'm going to hold it across that edge with about the same border. So I'm just laying them parallel to the other cut. And that's all there is to it. Now, like I said, this one is 3/4. This one looks a little smaller, so this is probably 5/8. But they both work. One's just a little thicker border than the other. And again, like I said, it can go this way if we wanted to. I would just go ahead and adhere this to the front of my card. And then we're going to stamp our flowers. So I'm going to pull in some scrap paper. Which I have loads of back here. And I'm going to take my little flowers. And the Cajun Craze ink once again. Okay, now I need to die cut that. So this is one of the things you can use in our mini cut and emboss machine. I like to use this one when we're online because my camera is so close that I don't want to obstruct your view. And let's see, on my little plates. So I'm going to need plate 1 and 2. And then a second number 2. And our die. So these 2 dies here are going to cut out the flowers that you can stamp. And then you'll see these ones I'm going to use on Thursday when we make our next card, which I have done. Be proud of me. I have it already done. I know what we're doing on Thursday. I think you're going to like it. Okay, so there's our flowers. And I'm going to use mini dimensionals just to pop it up a little. And there we go. Now we're ready for the inside. And like I said, I always try to make the inside coordinate with the outside because we wouldn't go to a big box store and buy cards that didn't have an inside most of the time. Some people do like a blank inside, but if we can make it color coordinate and look like it all goes together, just that much better, right? So I don't know if either of these sentiments. So sending healing thoughts, may nature's beauty bring peace to your soul. And a reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others. Don't really go with the thank you. So I'm just going to do some decorating with, we can do either designer series paper down the side. I think I would probably do a little narrower, maybe 1/2 inch if I was going to do that. Or we can use this stamp here. A lot of people don't know what to do with these kind of blotches. And one of the things I've seen done is you can stamp the flowers and, you know, like in a dark color, and then maybe stamp a yellow over it. And it's supposed to give it some color. I'm not that artistic. It looks a little funny to me. So I'm going to just come in with some scrap paper. And I'm going to take my decorative edge here, or my splotch, and I'm just going to ink it up and go down the edge with it. So to me, that just gives it a little bit of something that will match the front. And then maybe in this lower corner, we'll come in with our flowers again and stamp there. So we still have a basic, you know, blank card, but it's decorated to match the outside. I apologize for the dogs barking their heads off. Mark must be home. Somebody's outside. Okay. But there we go. There's today's finished card. So what do you think? Do you like it portrait or landscaped? I mean, and we can lay these strips in any number of ways. We could, you know, lay them straight this way. We can lay them straight this way. Another thing I was telling you that, I don't know if you've seen my floating circle technique. I had used some 1/4 inch strips for that one time, and I adhered them to acetate and then die cut them out. So like, how cute would this be on the front of a card? And that's just using strips. I mean, and there's probably even a way we could use this if I trimmed off the excess and made the acetate a layer, maybe adhered it to the card on dimensionals, maybe stamped something in the middle. I don't know. I'm going to come up with an idea for that. But hopefully you have come up with some ideas for things you can do with your scraps. We are going to continue to work with this bundle, as I said, on Thursday. We're going to be doing some heat embossing, and I'm going to do some blending on a tag. So this will be Thursday's card. And the flowers being all black like that, it's a silhouette technique. And I just think silhouettes are really pretty up against kind of a blended sunset look in the background. So come back on Thursday at 2:30, and that's the card we're going to make. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you choosing me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator to help you purchase your Stampin' Up! Supplies. You can always do that through me on my online store, or you can contact me directly. I'd be more than happy to help you. If you're local, if you want something small and don't want to pay the minimum shipping, we can add that to my order as well. And anybody who orders with me and places an order of at least $30 or more is going to get a free customer appreciation PDF of the month. I'm just getting ready to send that one out for October. So look for that in your mailbox. Has everybody typed in hashtag Prize Patrol? I want to ask that one more time, just so people can get their entries in. I have 6 people entered, but more than that watching. Again, I apologize if you're on Facebook and I can't see your name. Message me directly and maybe we can work out, like I did with Janet, how to get your name to show, because I can see her name and she's over there on Facebook. So it does work. It's possible to do. So anyway, let's get ready and spin. Let me share that screen. And we're going to go ahead and draw. So congratulations, Janet. You are today's winner. Congratulations. You can let me know if you would like the portrait or the landscaped card. You were in my Christmas Lights Aglow class, and that's coming up this Saturday. And I've already sent off your box of goodies, so you should be getting that any day now. I think I sent it out Friday. So anybody who's in my Christmas Lights Aglow, hopefully you are in the Facebook group. That's where we're going to be holding all of our lives. If you are not on Facebook, you need to contact me and we can put them up on YouTube, but you get better engagement and playing along with the games and stuff if you are on Facebook. And our next class is actually going to be my next one with Laura. We're going to do this as a quarterly event, and our next one will be in January. We've already set the date and picked out the bundle, and those who were there on Saturday will get a chance to register and be the first ones in on that class. So, Janet, make sure you go to the claim form just as a reminder to me. That's how I keep track of how I send out all of my cards. It turns into a spreadsheet, and then I can mark on there which ones I've mailed and when. So I do know that they have been mailed. And you would just put in queenbeecreations.net/prize patrol. So again, thank you for joining me. I will be back on Thursday with another Facebook Live. Thanks. Bye.